Welcome to the Post Racing Podcast with Ron Robinson. Post Racing, the site for winners.
Good morning. Hot, innit? Well, it depends on where you are, really, doesn't it? If you're up north, you're getting drowned. If you're down south, you're scorchio. It's going to be a bit tricky today because we're going to have non-runners basically everywhere. You've got air where the weather's so wet. They put up on the BHA website that they've got at least 2 hours of heavy showers. Don't know why they use the word showers instead of rain. I'll say they've got heavy rain. But at Windsor, you've got 31 degrees forecast for round about 3 p.m. and they reckon they will be racing in around about 26 degrees of heat. So I envisage the ground up north will be soft, the ground down south will be like the M1. I won't be betting at either track, to be honest with you. And when I was looking for a fun punters play for this afternoon, I thought to myself, it's just not worth it. I could select 3 or 4 horses and all of them not even turn up. I thought we'd just have a little look back at what happened at the weekend, and as subscribed members have seen in recent times, I'm making a heck of a lot more of the OM section. Not only have I introduced colour coding, but I'm also now highlighting those that are either strong by virtue of 1 flame icon or very strong with the use of 2 flame icons. Yesterday, for the first time in a little while, I think it was, we had 2 that were very strong in that section. We had Caramillo 9-1 into 6-1 in the first newsletter that went out. Absolutely smashed up, and it was only 11-4 by 10 a.m. Absolutely flew in. Look, beaten 2 furlongs out. Absolutely flew in. I think it was around about 2-1 at the end. And the other was the Fahey trained juvenile debutant Mirol. That was 6-1 into 11-4 in the first newsletter. By 10 o'clock, all you could get for that was 6-5. The thing about that race was it also gave us the chance to lay the odds-on favourite, and that was what I'd call a veritable double whammy, because I did both. That one actually drifted out from 8-11 to 15-8. That was one heck of a drift. Came back into 13-8 at the end, but the Fahey runner still went off favourite and won as it liked. Both horses won their respective races easily enough, as I've said, but the one I'm keen on is the Fahey debutant. It's very rare you see him priming one ready for a first time out win, but this one was clearly up, off and ready, so be interesting to see what he does with that one. On Saturday we saw just how important it is to be working with 3-year-olds in all aged handicaps. I've been banging this drum all season for subscribed members. In the Redcar 315, these were all rated races, by the way, you had 2 3-year-olds remaining after the withdrawal of Gressington, and it was won by a 3-year-old who was, by the off time, also a bottom rated favourite. Now the Haydock 225, my top rated 3-year-old was withdrawn very early, which meant we only had 2 left in there. They also sat top 2 rated because of the one that had gone, and they finished first and second. This is 3-year-olds in all aged handicaps. The last race on the Haydock card was the 625, and we had 2 3-year-olds entered for that race, and it was won by Burdett, a 3-year-old, at 9-2. Up at air, and this might be somewhere that in the future, well, it will be somewhere in the future that I'm looking to work with the 3-year-olds a little more closely than I do in the higher grade of race. Both races up at air were class 5. And as I'm saying now, class of race may be something I need to consider when working with the 3-year-olds. My figures for the 7-12 were good. We had the 16-1 winner sitting second top rated, and was also a winner on the going that was described at the time when I was rating the race. And the 2 3-year-olds in that race came home second and third. The 8:15, it was another class 5, and half of the 10-runner field were taken up by 3-year-olds. And they came home first, second and fourth, with my top rated horse sitting third. So, as I say, it might be the class of race is something I need to retain for the current stake management rules. I'll be looking at that from October onwards, and by the start of the new season in 2025, I'll have this well and truly boxed off. I said in my earlier newsletter today that I've homework to do come October looking at this. I'm going to be looking back at every single race since Royal Ascot, every handicap race that is, that I've worked on, because I want by the start of the course season in May next year to have knowledge of what the 3-year-olds are going to do. What we found this year was that the rated races during May, you could work solidly with the top rated horse. I think we had something like a 31-point profit just backing the top rated horse, and that was simply because we never had anything like the number of 3-year-olds in those races. But I'm always referring back to something Mark Johnston said many years ago now, and that was that after Royal Ascot, the all-aged handicaps are what he classed as fair game for the 3-year-olds, and this year it's been, I've never seen anything like it. It's been extraordinary. Something else I need to do between now and then is have a good look at the 2025 fixture list. I always say that failure to prepare is preparing to fail. Nearly got that right. Today's racing, isn't it all? It's not bad. But like I said, I can't actually work with it because I've no idea what the situation's going to be. The Windsor race is great. I've got 13 of my 16 runners in that race have achieved a plus figure. That is extraordinary. Subscribe members, they're already in receipt of my final thoughts on that race, which are basically what I've said is we're all just going to have a watching brief. With me not doing anything regarding the racing, I thought what I'd finish with today is just a little reminder about Tony Davidson's season ticket for the Premier League season. That commences on Friday. We've set up a subscription package on postracing.co.uk. To access it, all you need to do is visit the website, click on subscribe, scroll to the bottom, you'll see Tony D's season ticket. Now we've set it at £10 a month, which I think is ridiculous. He's basically giving it away. And if that's all you need, that's all you want, and you just want to sign up for football betting, the option now is there for you. Hopefully tomorrow I can do a little bit more with racing because this weather front has passed. But for this podcast, for now, I'll call it a day and just hope you have a good one. Take care now. See you soon.
Post Racing, the site for winners.